Hello, what's up, internet? It's Trevor here, and I just wanted to make a video today going over basically a breakdown and behind the scenes look at my metal cover of Knife Fight by the group Scythe Gain 666. If you haven't seen that, here's a little clip of it. To watch the whole video, I'll throw a link up in a card at the top of the screen. But before I get started, I just want to say if there are any other covers I've put out in the past that you would like to see a similar behind the scenes look at, going under the hood, seeing individual tracks and whatnot, and have me talk about it, let me know. Be happy to bring up any sessions if you guys are interested. So without further ado, let's get going. I'll play a little bit of the track just to familiarize your memory.
No one lives in a knife fight. Everyone dies in a knife fight. No one lives in a knife fight. Everyone dies in a knife fight. No one lives in a knife fight. Our minds trap the cold as fiber. Nobody waits in a knife fight. Hope you're not afraid to die. Our time from the start. Everyone dies in a knife fight. Every time trapped in a motherfucking knife fight. Never put a flip on your piece to make you cross line.
Yep, that's it. Like I said, you can check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, it's a pretty, I think, kind of straightforward sounding metalcore at the end of the day. So I guess let's start with this intro guitar part that kicks off the song. It's nothing fancy. I just ripped off the melody from the original beat. So, yeah, nothing cool, but here's the tone. I like the tone. It's from SDL Tonality, Will Putney's plugin. I think I'm actually using the VH4 amp on every single guitar track for this song. I'm using a couple different cabs. It's cab 3 for the lead guitar. Just a hair VQ. Yeah, basic stuff. Bit of delay and reverb, but most of the delay and reverb is actually from these two sends. It's my quarter note delay and my short plate. Of course, I don't have those soloed, so you can't even hear them. Here's those. So those do a lot, and the other cool thing about this tone is you'll notice it's a mono guitar, but it's got a good amount of width, even without the stereo delay, and that's from my good friend Side Widener. If I turn this off, and then turn it on, totally widens it up, hence the name Side Widener. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do that because I feel like it can be kind of phasey and artifacty and imperfect sounding, but I kind of wanted that because I think it fits the sort of trap beat guitar tone vibe, and I kind of wanted to start in that vibe and then jarringly bring you into, oh, this is a hardcore song. And I do that with, I think, with the feedback and the drums, you're really like, oh, this is hardcore. Also Will Putney, but I'm using cab 4 this time, and we have an atrocious amount of gain and tone and volume on our distortion pedal because it's how you make feedback, and it works. So while we're on guitars, I suppose we'll talk about our rhythm tone, which is also SDL Tonality Will Putney, VH4, cab 3. Nothing really special, I just think it sounds really cool, so I'll play some of it.
Trap the cold as fiber. I kill a motherfucking time with a fucker with a knife. Motherfuckers in the eye with a screwdriver. I stitch your else on fire with your family time.
So this portion of the video can just be the SDL Will Putney worship portion of the video, because I also have it on bass using both the SVT and the Ubershaw, leaning a little bit towards the SVT, and I wonder what cab I used. I'm using the Grave Bloom. That's a Acacia Strain album impulse for the main bass cab response. So here's our bass. Kind of forgot how much I like that. Looks like the distortion here is turned off. I'm getting most of my dirt from the Pro Tools Sans Amp plugin. Oh yeah, that's where it's at. I like this plugin from Will Putney and SDL Tones infinitely better with the Sans Amp from Pro Tools in front of it. So I do that often when I don't feel like plugging in my B7K. And then after that, we just got some mixing stuff, I guess. Nothing out of the ordinary. So now let's talk about drums, because they actually come in pretty early with this fill in the beginning. Or, I don't know what to call it. Build-up part.
No one makes it like right. Everyone dies in a night fight. No one makes.
Room Track's doing a lot on this one. It sounds kind of outrageous. I wanted it to be outrageous in the beginning and really sound like drums in a room, especially when I'm using totally fake drums. I'll talk about what samples I'm using in a second, but when the drums get naked, like this section where the rhythm guitars aren't really in, it's just feedback, the lead. I really want the drums to sound just lively, and I think the room samples are where you get that, so. Absolutely disgusting. And then, as you can see, after that section, I then turn the rooms down to a more reasonable level. So, with the exception of kick and snare, where I'm combining. Okay, so I've got 3 kick samples that are like from Trigger, outside sources, and 2 snare samples that are also from Trigger. But my main drum sound, I'll even solo it without the extra samples. This is coming from Native Instruments Modern Drummer, this guy right here, which is it can be a pretty raw sounding kit. So I got a bit of rough processing here, not in the box, but a box within the box, right on the drums. And then a lot more processing outside, like how I would with real drums. So I treat this sample library from Native Instruments as a real drum kit, and then I layer it, as you can see, with samples just like I would a real drum kit if necessary. And some of these samples are crazy. I guess I'll play them for you. This is kick sample 1. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. Yep, it just sounds like what it is, a kick sample. Very fake one. I'm really cranking the sub sample on this. It's plus 9 dB. Well, it's quiet, as you can see by looking at the clip game. And I don't know what 120. Oh, I know what 127 is. This is like a purposefully even more fake kick sample. If you look at the waveform, every single hit is exactly the same velocity. There's, unlike these, has some dynamics. This has no dynamics. I wanted the kick drum to sound fake for this song, for sure. Let's listen to some different parts.
Nobody waits in a life, I hope you're not afraid to die. I got nothing left to lose because I end my fucking life. I can melt both arms and
I almost forgot. There's vocals on this song. I've got a couple different types of vocals, so I guess we'll start with my favorite one. We'll do this one, where I just was.
Nobody waits in a life, I hope you're not afraid to die. afraid to die. Nobody waits in a knife fight, hope you're not afraid to die. I got nothing left to lose because I end my fucking life. I can melt both arms extended, holding automatic knives. When my arms begin to swing, I watch.
So it gives you an idea. Turning off all these plugins and making them blue gives you an idea what my raw voice sounds like. I also have this Vox Crush bus in parallel, adding some distortion. So if I turn off that and my plugins on the track and my effect sense, this is exactly what you hear off the microphone through my DBX compressor. This is what I record straight to the computer.
Nobody waits in a knife fight, hope you're not afraid to die. I got nothing left to lose because I end my fucking life. I can melt both arms extended, holding automatic knives. When my arms begin to swing, I watch you motherfuckers die. Everyone dies in a knife fight, every dose.
That's that. It's like a kind of aggressive, barky, hardcore, maybe not so much hardcore, maybe more deathcore even. False chord kind of scream. And then this song, to do the really fast rap stuff, I had to do a fry scream because that takes like a quarter as much air to produce the sound. So do the very fast stuff where you don't have time to breathe. That's where this comes in handy.
I set your house on fire with your family tied up beside it. I said I kill a motherfucker, time motherfucker with a knife, motherfuckers in the eye with a screwdriver.
Yeah. Rhymes, I guess.
Everyone dies in a knife fight. Every time we're trapping in the motherfucking night time, I'm gonna put a plan on your face to make you cross-eyed. Gonna put my body shredded underneath the straight lights.
Yeah, that was hard. That took me a gazillion takes, especially this last one.
Body shredded underneath the straight lights.
As you can see, I didn't manage to get it all in one take that little bit.
Body shredded underneath the straight lights.
Just to give you an idea what this kind of scream sounds like without all the processing. I'll shut those guys off.
Everyone dies in a knife fight. Every time we're trapping in the motherfucking night time, I'm gonna put a plan on your face to make you cross-eyed. Gonna put my body shredded underneath the straight lights. Everyone dies in a knife fight. Every time we're trapping in the motherfucking night time, I'm gonna put a plan on your face to make you cross-eyed. Gonna put my body shredded underneath the straight lights.
Yeah, Scream's not as fun. I'm probably not as good at it too. That's probably why it doesn't sound as cool, because my inability. But it's just a lot less forceful. It uses less air. It's still louder than my speaking voice, but it's nowhere near as loud as like the shouty stuff. Like
That's not by the knife. Died by the knife at the end of his life.
It's crazy how lo-fi that vocal ended up sounding by itself, but in the mix, it's cool. It kind of needs all the mid-range to cut. Okay, let's talk about ad-libs now. So I have ad-lib 1 and then BGVB, background vocal B. What's it start with? What's ad-lib?
Knife fight. Yeah. Knife fight. Yeah. Knife fight.
So those are fun. You get to put effects on them. And I got a Widener thing, making it super stereo. Let's see what our background vocal B is.
Not afraid to die. Not afraid to die. Automatic knives.
So these are like kind of call response. Not really call response, more like call and then repeat.
Nobody waits in a knife fight, hope you're not afraid to die. I got nothing left to lose because I end my fucking life. Automatic knives. When my arms begin to swing, I watch you motherfuckers die.
Oh yeah, we definitely threw in a little bit of deathcore here with this ad lib, which isn't really an ad lib, it's more like a double.
Motherfuckers die. Yours begin to swing, I watch you motherfuckers die.
That's fun. For me, that kind of my fry scream, at least as I call it. It gets fun when you're doing like the creepy deathcore voice. All right, so thank you for watching. I think that'll do it for today. Let me know if you enjoy this type of video. And like I said, if there's any other cover I've done you'd like to see me break down in a similar way, let me know. I'd be happy to do so.